welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome down. Welcome, welcome. 1, 2. Check, testing. Testing, testing. All good? And welcome down to Perth Plasterboard Stadium. And welcome down to Perth Plasterboard Stadium. Welcome down. Hello. welcome down to Perth Plasterboard Stadium for round 4 of the WA NPL, wherever you're watching via Football West on YouTube or on Facebook. We welcome you to what should be a cracking game. We just witnessed a minute's silence there for the passing of Rod Banyak, head coach of Dianella White Eagles, State League Division 2 side. Prior to that, he had coached Forestfield United to the NPL. He is a man who will be sorely missed. Clubs across the league and across the state issuing their well wishes. I'd like to echo those sentiments as well. Best wishes and thoughts with Rod's family. I'm Sean Fry. I'll be calling your action today. Josh Nixon, the referee, in the middle, just handing the ball over to Ash Rosendale to take the kick-off here for Cockburn. Cockburn in the red and black stripes. Inglewood in their gold shirts with the blue trim. They'll be kicking to the left of screen. Cockburn to the right. Just the 2 points separating these two sides after the first 3 rounds. It's been a mixed bag, particularly for Inglewood. They've had a draw, a win and a loss in their first 3. Last week's 2-0 defeat to Bayswater, their first loss of the season, whereas Cockburn lost their first game this year 2-0 to Joondalup away, and have since won back-to-back games against Bayswater and Perth to put them right up within touch of the top of the table. And Cockburn starting early possession. Headed away by Mark Barnett. There's Bafabusha. Wide to Jamie Murphy. Inglewood's first spell of possession on the ball.
Yeah,
Back to Murphy.
Yep.
And Doggett tries his best to pick that ball in, but it'll be an Inglewood try.
There was an audio before, but suddenly lost it. I don't know why. And I checked the cable. Yeah. Yes, microphone on.
Poor ball there, turning the ball over from Ben Italiano. Come away with it.
Andrew McLeish. Just answer it. Just answer it.
Hi, mate. Yep. Yes, it was. Yep. Yes, it is. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There's 3. The channel. That's online. Yep. The one between the A&M channel 1, channel 2. Test. I think that's it. Great, no worries. Thank you. Bye. Okay, after those technical audio difficulties, ladies and gentlemen, welcome down to Perth Plasterboard Stadium for this NPL Round 4 fixture between Inglewood United and Cockburn. We haven't missed any goals while we were setting up that audio, thankfully, but we may have a chance here for Inglewood streaming forward. Murphy's cross was cut out. And Cockburn looked to get on the counter-attack through Rosendale. Clear offside there for Ryan Pratt. He'll be looking to get in behind. Scored in their 4-2 victory over Bayswater in round 2. But just missed timing his run there. I would like to, again, now that we have the audio working, give my condolences and best wishes to the family of Rod Banyak. We had a minute's silence for him earlier today, the State League Division 2 head coach of the Dianella White Eagles. Prior to that, coach Forestfield United to the NPL. A man beloved in the WA football community, across the league, and indeed across the state. A bit of a mix-up there between the Cockburn boys on the far side. And we've got an Inglewood throw. Big switch of play from Scott Blackmore in the direction of Murphy. Cut out there by Dewitt. That one runs through into the arms of Alex Dunn. A win here for Inglewood would take them above Cockburn, sitting just the 2 points behind at this early stage of the season, this early stage of a shortened season. So important to pick up points. Every 3 points even more crucial when you only have the 11 rounds to get them in before we split into the 2 different groups. As Italiano looking back, I think, for Jamie Murphy. Continues to run. Bafabusha on the ball now. Holding off Christian Santich. A quick throw in there. Taken by Cockburn. Oh, going down rather innocuously. His big smile on his face was Bafabusha. Just lost his footing. And big switch of play by Dan Santich. This time, Cam Edwards on the ball in the middle. Now for Cockburn. Turns back. Under pressure from Quell. Does well to maintain possession. Here's Dewitt. Into Santich. His pass cut out. Deflects back to Jesse Lazaro, who's lofted ball over the top. Runs out for a goal kick. Oh, and a loose ball. Lucky to only concede a throw there from Tiak Quell. Christian Santich over to take. He has history against Inglewood, playing for the Perth side that won the Top 4 Cup last year and winning the Gary Marocchi medal. I spoke to him after the game and it was a really terrific performance there. What can he do with this corner? Into a dangerous area, headed away by Bafabusha. Challenge on the edge of the area, right on the edge of the area. Just a free kick. And you can see there where referee Josh Nixon is standing. A matter of inches between a free kick and a penalty kick. Thankfully for Inglewood, it's to the left of that line. Christian Santich standing over it. Fancy his chances from here. Good angle there to get a bit of curl away from the goalkeeper for the right footer. If he opts to go direct, he does. And into the gloves of Alex Dunn. And Chris Jackson on this near side screaming for an early release. But he went out the other side, and it's Ashita Livings with it now at right back. His ball's long and rather aimless. Picked up by Josiah Godfrey. Or rather, Jesse Lazaro, if I'll look at the right team sheet. And here's Daniel Santich. Plays back to forward. And the other Santich, Christian. Exchanges play with forward. Christian's ball into the box is long, but it'll run for Riley Woodcock. He looks in for Edwards. Chips it back over the top for Woodcock. He'll try to get a ball into the box. He does. Dangerous ball for Rosendale. His shot's blocked. Back out to Rosendale. Couldn't control, and it comes to the feet of Ashita Livings, who plays it back to his big centre half, Scott Blackmore. His clearance blocked out for a throw for Inglewood. Lively start. No real chances at either end. But good intensity from both sides. As we have our first expedition into the bushes on the far side. The ball has been poor ball inside. Dorwart recovers. Here's Daniel Santich. Dorwart again. Back to Santich and all the way back to Julian Tellez. Back to Brecken Baker. Plays into Cam Edwards. Baker scored the winning goal last week in their 1-0 victory over Perth. Strong on the ball there. Playing it forward for Chris Jackson. Tries to get it back and stepping over the ball. Baffa did so well to win it in the first place and just didn't have anyone on the same page to him. Christian Santich, not the man you want the ball with going forward if you're wearing blue and gold today. Exchange of passes on the edge of the area, intercepted and cleared by Blackmore. And Cockburn will start again. It's been a bright start from them. A moment of disorganisation on that previous counter-attack, and another one here. Adam Falcone goes to ground rather theatrically there. When they keep the ball, Murphy calling for Italiano to go. I don't think it would have mattered. The pass was wildly overhit. And Luke Radnich takes at his feet. He is wearing the gloves for Cockburn today. Santich dispossessed by Bafabusha. Falcone wide for Jackson. Santich for Dorwart again. Ball over the top. Another offside run there from Ryan Pratt. The linesman's flag was up. The referee allows play to continue. And Inglewood looked to calm things down. Dunn looks long. Couple of aerial battles. Inglewood looked to come away with it. Referee says play on. A wonderful ball in behind there for Santich, not quite getting on the end of it. Was Pratt cleared for a Cockburn throw. And the less said about that pass from Breckin Baker, the better, I think. He's tried to loft it over the back line to what seemed to be an imaginary runner for the Cockerels. Inglewood throwing it right back. Long down the line in the direction of Jackson. Coming away with it now, Inglewood. Here's Italiano. Italiano's ball, searching for Jackson. Just a little overhit. And the extended foot couldn't quite bring it down. He gives a thumbs up to his teammate for the idea. Still yet to see a real clear breakthrough or opportunity from either side in this first quarter of an hour. Inglewood have set up well for that one. Quell recovers, plays it back. It's now at the feet of Blackmore. His crossfield ball is misdirected and cut out. But it'll come back to Murphy. Looks inside, then looks back down the line. Finds the feet of Falcone, back to Murphy. Stops and starts and recovers well there to find his goalkeeper, Alex Dunn, 30 or 40 yards away. And they come out the other side. A seesawing start to this one. Cockburn controlling the majority of the opening stages. Inglewood just wrestling that control back now. Jackson wins his team a throw. We'll leave it there for his fullback, who plays it into Sokol. Oh, wonderful throw in, caught napping the Cockburn defence. Recovered just in time to make a block. It was a dangerous run in behind. As I mentioned, no Cockburn players aware of the danger. But it will be Inglewood's first corner of the day. After Sokol nearly brought the opener. Big header there from Scott Blackmore from the resultant corner. Ends up on the roof of the net. You want to put a big body on him on set pieces. I don't think you'll find a body quite big enough to put on him, but certainly will need to get something on him more than they did there. Oh, sleeping on the ball there was Cam Edwards. Lucky to get away with that one. Finds Tellez. Tellez surges forward and tries to dink it over the top in the direction of Rosendale. But once again, overhit. Neither side being able to find that final ball at this stage. There's Jackson. Promising build-up on a couple of occasions from both sides. But nothing to really threaten either goalkeeper. Sokol. Into the box, headed away by Baker. Blackmore mops up to Kuel. And Inglewood come forward again, really starting to threaten. Ball into the box from Bafa Boucher, headed away, but only as far as Murphy. He'll look to get it back in, but he loses it. The counter-attack is on for Cockburn, but a bit of a lazy pass. Leads to nothing. Murphy coming infield. Finding Kuel. He gives it away. And Cockburn can go again. Here's Santich. Nice outside of the football in the direction of Dowett. He controls and plays it outside for Pratt. Pratt back to Dowett. And Inglewood have done really well to get numbers back and quell what looked like a dangerous counter-attack. Danger has not passed yet. Sokol can't snuff it out there. The ball into the box is over the top and Murphy can run. Green grass in front of him. Santich closing him down. Jackson was making the run in behind. He wanted the ball. Frustrated not to get it. And that's a poor ball. A really poor ball from Kuel. It was the decision making that really cost Inglewood against Bayswater last week, and a few examples of it here today. All the talent out there, but they have to pick the right pass. Dowett plays it in for Woodcock. He loses the ball and it runs on to Dunn. Dunn audibly frustrated with a lack of options and a lack of movement. Here's Murphy. Back inside for Barnett. Back to Blackmore, back to Dunn. They've done well. Maintain possession. The Cockerels pressing high. United looking to play through the press. They almost do, but Falcone and Kuel turn it over. Cockburn surge forward again. Here's a chance for Pratt. Really well blocked there by a sliding Mark Barnett. And it'll be a Cockburn corner. Cameron Edwards over to take it. Big bodies of Tellez and Baker making their way into the penalty area for this one. Edwards with the cross. Over everyone and out for a goal kick. Dangerous ball. That's the sort of delivery you want. There's no one arriving at the back post. And it remains scoreless. Well, it was hard to split these two teams before the game if you were trying to pick a winner. It's even harder now, having seen this first 25 minutes. Very evenly matched. Murphy out here on his own. They head straight up the middle towards Jackson. Sokol couldn't turn it around for Jackson, but wins his team a throw, which Ashita Livings will take. Every time I say Ashita Livings, I'm just reminded of a furniture store. I feel like I'm giving an advertisement. Here come Cockburn. Edwards confronted and turning the ball over. Here goes Bafabusha. He looks forward to play. Jackson, who was just offside. Not a lot in that one. And Cockburn survive. Sloppy on the ball there from Edwards, who apologises to his teammates. Here's Dowett. Back to his centre half. And then gets it back again. Santich gives the dummy run inside him. Left there. Lazaro it was. And Alex Dunn can't prevent the corner. Santich to take. Tellez and Baker up again. Everyone back for Inglewood. except Jackson on the far side. Ball into the box is dangerous. Dunn takes, and he looks to play Jackson. He may have just been offside. Linesman flag stays down. And cleared over into the bush by Lazaro. Need to be alive to the danger there, Cockburn, on those counter-attacks. Jackson had no intention of coming back to defend, was just standing right out on the touchline on the far side. And Dunn looked to find him as soon as he got the ball. Clearly something they've been talking about. As Murphy tries to get past two, gets past one, but not the second. Here's Pratt. Little turn inside, dangerous ball into a crowd, retrieved by Santich. Tellez with a big switch of play, too big. Out of play, Yoshida Livings with the throw. Falcone. Yoshida Livings back to Falcone. Oh, I wonder a bit of skill there from Steve Sokol. Eventually ran into trouble, but keeps going. How did he get out of that mess? Sokol trying to cross it in. It comes back to him again off the crossbar. Well, he got a couple of fortunate deflections. It comes back out to Bafabusha. And somehow Cockburn survive. Murphy with the throw. The first real bit of action in either area. And he got a lot of good fortune in the run into the box, and then a big slice of misfortune as it crashed out off the crossbar. Still 0-0, but the action's starting to come. Here's Dorwit. Santich in front of him. Gets it back. Good tackle, good interception there. Barnett sticking out the long leg. Shot from distance. Handled by Dunn. He finds Murphy. Murphy heavily involved early on, the left back. Edwards on the ball now. Well done to find Christian Santich there by Rosendale. Here's the other Santich. Inside for Dolwit. Turns it over. A few loose exchanges of possession. Here, Edwards versus Dan Santich. Santich came out the winner. And Pratt is a mile offside. And that is a strange one because he can see down the line. He's got his arm up. And he's about 5 yards goal side. He's asking for it quicker, but when you're standing offside, it doesn't matter when they play the ball. There's no real excuse for that one for the Cockburn forward. Bafabusha back to Ishida Livings, back to Blackmore. Those three just exchanging a little triangle and eventually heading forward now. Falcone back to Ishida Livings and just misjudged there, it looked like, from Kuel. Cockburn go forward again. And just overhit there for Ryan Pratt. He's cutting a frustrated figure. A few offsides and a few overhit balls. Yet to really see much from him. Dunn looks in the direction of Jackson. Good contest between Santich and Jackson. And here's Jackson again. Just direct running, trying to get through on goal, but he's muscled off it by Julian Tellez. Dorwit and Kuel. Dorwit turns, beats him and then gives the ball away. He's been a little bit sloppy in possession so far today, Tiat Kuel. Here's Baker. Cockburn come inside. Switch it all the way out to the other side to Daniel Santich. And he goes all the way back. to his goalkeeper. Just looking to calm things down perhaps a little bit. Cockburn, Inglewood just getting on top in the middle stages of this half, and a bit of patience has led them to this chance through Dorwet. Dorwet finds Pratt. He can't get a shot on target and dealt with well out for a corner. That's a couple of big interventions now from Mark Barnett. And he'll be called upon again to defend this corner. As Cameron Edwards jogs over to take it. The big body's forward again, and Jackson once again lurking on that far side on the halfway line. Ball comes in. Oh. Blackmore looked like he was in best position. Couldn't deal with it. Jackson looks to turn his player on the byline. Wins a throw. Or the touch line, rather. Back to Blackmore. His clearance blocked. Good pressure there from Rosendale. Sheeta Livings looks forward towards Jackson, but stepping in and clearing the danger was Baker. Long ball dealt with again by Blackmore, but lovely slide tackle pass from Sheeta Livings. Bafabusha finds Murphy. Sokol couldn't keep possession, but he pressures Daniel Santich, and all Santich can do is concede a corner. We've got to play it down on the far side. I believe it's Adam Falcone. He's looking in a bit of trouble. Didn't see what happened there, but he's going to need the assistance of the physio. Well, no goals, but it has been an entertaining first half. The best chance coming through Steve Sokol, getting a couple of lucky bounces, along with some nifty dribbling en route to the Cockburn penalty area, and then lifted it over Luke Radonich, but cannoning back out off the crossbar. It wasn't looking good for a moment there as the stretcher began coming out for Falcone, but waved away. So he'll hopefully be able to continue. Just giving both teams a chance to catch their breath and reorganise. Beautiful afternoon for football here in Inglewood, if a little overcast. With the Bureau telling me it's a comfortable 20 degrees out there. As Inglewood can finally take that corner. Brought in. Little flick on at the front post. Only finds a red shirt, and here goes Christian Santich. Opposed to Italiano. They end up losing the ball, and Italiano And what did I say 2 minutes ago about it being a nice day for football? As soon as I say that, the rain starts coming down. Jackson completely miscuing there. And Cockburn go forward. Wonderful ball in the direction of Lazaro. Cut out well. And Kuel carries it away. Again, just giving the ball away though. Tellez for Santich. Do it. Baker again. Zaro turns it around the corner there through his winger. Santic gets it, puts it into a dangerous area. Blackmore there to clear. Can only concede a corner. Just under 10 minutes left, plus probably a few minutes stoppage time for that Adam Falcone injury. Santic drills it low and hard. Cut out at the front post by Coel. Thankfully not my car, I'm parked over the other end. Just avoid the Honda Jazz if you can, gentlemen. Edwards just muscling his opponent off the ball and giving away a free kick. Falcone, not for the first time today, going down a little theatrically. Blackmore stepping forward, quickly taking the ball for Murphy. His touch slows down the attack, and here's Falcone again. Bafabusha. Jackson just couldn't decide what to do with it. By the time he had, he'd lost it. Dorwit's long ball blocked off by Murphy. That's been a good battle today. Santic back for Tellers, back for Baker. Murphy and Dorwit come face to face again. Murphy just holding him off and then, just rolling the ball inside Christian Santic. Dangerous play, but it's come off. And Ashita Livings is away. You could see what he was trying to do with the ball in there behind, and that's reckless from Sokol. That'll be the first yellow card of the day. Certainly not quite in control there. I think had initial intentions to win the ball, but certainly wasn't going to pull out of the chance to crash into Baker and make his mark felt. Radonic plays it out quickly. They look to come out the right-hand side. Julian Tellez back to Baker. It's very patient build-up play today from Cockburn. Happy to shift it side to side between their two centre halves before, once again, commentators curse, showing their patience and then just thumping one long for a throw-in for Inglewood. Livings throws to Sokol, flicks it on. Jackson went down in stages. Back to Ashita Livings. Sokol could be in behind here. It's going to take a really good tackle from Julian Tellez, and it brought about exactly that. Wonderful challenge. Back off the Inglewood man for a goal kick. Can't ask for much more than that. Sun just starting to peek through the clouds here at Perth Plasterboard Stadium as we head into the dying stages of this first half. Score still Cockburn 0, Inglewood 0. As Edward waits for a run from Dorwit, finds him. He then twists, turns, plays it back for Christian Santic. One Santic to another. Here's Daniel. Looks to play it in for Pratt, but well read. And cleared by Coel. Bit of pinball in the middle of the park and cleared by Jesse Lazaro, probably not in the intended direction. And Inglewood with a throw in a dangerous area. Sokol and Jackson give options. Opts for the former. Finds the ladder. Back to Sokol. Cuts it back across the 6-yard box, and again Tellez is there. He's had a couple of very important interventions in this first half. Santic cleans up, plays it back to Radonic. Tellez drives forward for Dorwart, gets it back. Santic just splitting his centre halves into that QB role. That's not one of his best, nor is that from Edwards. Some tired legs out there, some stray passes. As both sides look for the opening goal right on the stroke of half-time. Here's Daniel Santic. Back for Tellez. And Santic to Tellez, to Santic, to Tellez, to Santic. And another poor ball from the Gary Marocchi medalist. Jackson looks long and cleared by Baker. And Cockburn can go again. Just constant exchanges of possession, neither side showing much care with the ball at the moment. As Kuel does well to dribble out and show a bit of composure for Murphy. Murphy will look to knock it around Santic and get a ball into the box, and Tellez cool as you like. First touch kills it, second touch finds a teammate. Dorwart with a bit of space to run. He's run down by Bafabusha. And Cockburn throw. Cockburn once again just settling it down. Everyone behind the ball for Inglewood. Just allowing that Cockburn possession in their own half. And as soon as they step over halfway, the pressure comes on. Dorwart's touch is loose, but he wins the ball back. Comes back out to Daniel Santic. Ball over the back. And Bafabusha carries it away. He's got a lot of space. He's got Falcone inside him. Jackson approaching the area. And Jackson just muscled off it there by Tellez. Having a few words with the referee, but just experienced defending there from the Cockburn number 5. Pratt pressuring over the head of Santic. Not that hard to do, not the tallest player on the pitch. Tellez for Edwards. Lazaro. Daniel Santic again, back for Lazaro. Dorwart inside him. Thinks it over the top in the direction of Pratt. And Barnett will try to run it out and just about does so. Wins himself a free kick in the process. Ashita Livings looks to play Sokol. Cut out by Baker. Can either side fashion a chance in these dying minutes? Inglewood will try now. Bafabusha looks in the direction of Jackson. Chests it down into the path of Falcone, but Cameron Edwards marshalling the ball back to his goalkeeper. Radonich holds it and rolls it out to Baker. Jackson pressuring Tellez and takes a tumble. Looked very, very composed in this first half, Julian Tellez. Dorwit turns back inside, finds Pratt, gets it back, and then I think he was just back heeling to the linesman there. He wasn't interested, lets it run out for an Inglewood throw. Murphy, not sure what we'll call that, never came in, so we'll get to retake it. Stole about 15 yards on the retake. So it'll be sent back to where the linesman's standing. Edwards for Cockburn. Lazaro for Woodcock. In towards Santich, but Inglewood recover. Their clearance is only as far as Brecon Baker. For Edwards. Dan Santich, first time ball is beautiful in the direction of Ash Rosendale, who just couldn't quite get up above it. Keep the header down. Absolute peach of a delivery there from Dan Santich on this right-hand side. Done for Jackson. Good flick on from the Inglewood number 9. No one running onto it. Maybe one more chance for Cockburn. Tellez finds Santich. Comes back for Tellez. He's got the other Santich in the middle if he wants him. Opts to play in the direction of Rosendale instead. That was cut out. Bafabusha's long ball for Edwards. Likewise. Here's Dorwit. Plays it for Pratt off a deflection. The Inglewood clearance comes off the Cockburn man's arm. The referee gives a throw rather than a free kick. And there's the final whistle. Well, it petered out for those final 5 or 10 minutes as the tired legs were on display from both sides, but it was a feisty affair in the first half. The first 30, 40 minutes in particular. End-to-end action at both ends. Stephen Sokol with the best chance, came closest to breaking the deadlock as he beat about 3 players via a couple of deflections. And then from about 6 yards and a tight angle, he lifted it off the crossbar. That was as close as either side got. And the score at half-time, Inglewood 0, Cockburn 0.
is basically fully bouncing.
And welcome back to Perth Plasterboard Stadium for this second half between Inglewood United and Cockburn. No goals in the first half, but a fair bit of action, just lacking that final bit of quality on either side. Julian Telles coming away with it, probably one of the best players in the first half. Dealt with everything that came towards him, and Blackmore just happy there to see that ball out. Scores around the grounds. Armidale and Gwelup tied at 1 at half-time. Balcatta 1-0 up against a struggling Perth side. And Floriat 2-0 up against Rockingham. Perth Glory beating Joondalup 1-0. And Sereno and Bayswater tied at 1. A lot of tight games around the ground. It's certainly a tight game here. Cockburn looked to go forward through Rosendale. He can't quite get there. Baker with a load of time under the ball. Nods it forward towards Santich, and he turns it over. Hasn't been Christian Santich's best day. Certainly nowhere near the last time he was on this pitch. Edwards throwing himself at that one. Long ball dealt with by Tellez. Scrappy start to the half by both sides. Here's Baker. Woodcock turns back to Baker. Tellez. Dan Santich back to Tellez. Baker for Woodcock. Finds Lazaro. His ball around the corner. Cleared out for a throw by Blackmore. Good spell of possession here from Cockburn to start the second half. Baker, plenty of space in front of him, closed down by Falcone. Finds its way back to Edwards via Santich, out to the other Santich. Santich to Santich. Back across for Baker. Edwards with a bit of space. Christian Santich has Lazaro in support. Turns back. Finds Dorwart, who finds Pratt. Cuts it back into a dangerous area and cleared by Coel. Good start to this second half by Cockburn. Tellez coming forward from the back. Could look to get a ball into the box. He's got Woodcock lurking at the back post and couldn't direct his header on target. Inglewood yet to really get started in these opening minutes. And that ball from Murphy's not going to help. Dorwart looks to turn Murphy. Stood up and he comes back. Santich for Radonich for Baker. Baker gives Santich a task that he wasn't quite equal to. Ball through for Jackson, and coming out to claim was Radonich. He had to be sharp, and he was. Santich for Dorwart for the other Santich. Bit of nifty footwork and keeping possession. Such an agile footballer, Christian Santich, and a wonderful pass in behind. Can they find a man? No, that's it. a real waste. As I mentioned, just needing that moment of quality, and Inglewood now searching for it. Jackson trying to get to the back post. Lofted ball over the top. Sokol's strike is blocked by Baker and out for a corner. Oh, it can go so quickly from one end to the other, and Chris Jackson, who hasn't been shy of having a few words to say with Josh Nitson, the referee, just being invited over for a conversation. Maybe just trying to calm him down there, Josh. Good luck with that. Anthony Bafabusha over to take the corner for Inglewood. Bafabusha's ball deep to the back post. Headed back across there by Mark Barnett. Out for another Inglewood corner. So the opening 5 minutes or so was all Cockburn. Now Inglewood having their turn in the final third. Couple of corners. Bafabusha jogs all the way across to take another one. Barnett and Blackmore forward. Goes to the edge of the box to Sokol. It was well read and cut out by Dorwit. Comes back to Brendan Italiano, who fires and doesn't quite get the contact he needed to beat Radnich from 40 yards. Santich turns on the ball and plays another wonderful pass into the path of Woodcock. Just starting to see now what Christian Santich can do, getting a little bit more involved, a couple of key passes and a couple of Cockburn attacks. And that cross from Riley Woodcock caused a few problems for Alex Dunn, and wasn't sure where it was heading. Took the safety first option and palmed it out for a Cockburn corner. Edwards over to take. In swinging corner, nobody there on the edge of the 6-yard box and dealt with comfortably. And they recover possession, Cockburn. Santich back to Edwards. Early ball in. Doesn't make it to Rosendale. And Inglewood looked to go on the counter-attack, but numbers back for Cockburn, and probably didn't need to foul. Perhaps didn't have the awareness of what was around him there. Christian Santich certainly didn't need to take a yellow card. 6 or 7 red shirts back behind him. That'll be our second yellow card of the day. 1 apiece. Murphy and Bafabusha look to get things going. The referee not allowing it. Now Murphy does get us restarted. Blackmore looks to play it long for Steve Sokol, but was a wayward one. Tellez striding forward. Now Baker doing the same. Woodcock. Gives, goes, gives again. Tidy spell of passing there from Cockburn. Here's a chance. Rosendale trying to get him behind. Had his shirt pulled. Referee lets it go. Baker will mop up for Woodcock, and that's a poor one. Plenty of time to play that pass, and it just turns over possession. Those are the kind of mistakes that you really don't want to be making in these tight games. Ashita Livings with the throw. Gets it back. Looks for Kuel, but it's overhit, and here's Dolwett. Getting it back again. Lazaro in front of him. Rosendale on the other side. Blackmore using all the pace he had in his tank there to get there first and clear it out. For throw in or a corner? Looks like a corner the way they're setting up. Santich and Woodcock over there. Santich goes direct in and to the back post. Unable to keep the header down was Julian Tellez. Took the centre half, or the other centre half it was, scoring last week to get the 1-0 victory over Perth. May take something similar today. Tight fought contest here between these two sides. Sokol plays it back for Ashita Livings. Bat for Dunn. Long towards Falcone. Probably not winning that one in the air against Edwards, but tried his best. Ashita Livings for Sokol. He turns it inside, but straight to the feet of Christian Santich. He'll get it back from Dorwet. And just lob it over the top there for Woodcock. And Inglewood will make the first substitution of the day. It'll be Brody Langan coming on for United. And Brendan Italiano, the man making way. Woodcock back to Santich, left foot ball into the box, straight into the arms of the Inglewood stopper. Tellers again doing just enough there, feeding it to Baker, down the line for Lazaro, hounded by Sokol, comes off the Inglewood man for a Cockburn throw. Woodcock. Throw for Santich, who's strong on the ball and runs away from Bafabusha, but didn't know he was still coming, and in the end had to haul him down. Who's on a yellow card there. Christian Santich needs to be careful. Murphy looking to get the better of Daniel Santich. Turns back. And Blackmore goes all the way back to Dunn. Edwards is offside, so he leaves it. Rosendale does really well to win the ball there for Lazaro. Lazaro's got a chance here. He can strike or he can look back post. He does the latter, and Pratt just lost his footing at the vital moment. I think he was trying to play it back across the 6-yard box and just slipped. He did have a spell of rain earlier that probably didn't help, but still he would have wanted to have done better there. And Adam Falcone just hauls down Fanuel Dorwet. Not too much difference there between that one and the Santich one earlier. That was a yellow card. Here's Edwards. Lazaro outside him. Woodcock further outside him. Finds Woodcock. Now Lazaro. Decent ball towards the 6-yard box, but just a little bit too much height on it. Alex Dunn comes out to claim, and Inglewood away through Murphy. Marshalled well by Santich and having to turn back. Inglewood to switch play. Ashita Livings has Sokol down the line. Finds him. Not a lot of support for Sokol. He'll have to go himself. He does go himself. Gets around 2, can't get around the 3rd. Lazaro plays it back for Edwards. There's been some nice spells of intricate passing from Cockburn, and that's a questionable one from Woodcock. If you're playing a long ball from left back into the centre circle, you want to be sure of it. And we may have our second substitution of the day. We will. Jason Barrera is warmed up and ready to come on. Not sure yet who's coming off. No one seems to be interested in a yellow shirt in making way. In fact, the new rule, you can leave the pitch at the closest point. Adam Falcone it is on the far side, whose day is done. Didn't get as involved as he would have liked, I'm sure, Falcone. But the 3 points still there for his side if they can take them. Very hard to pick a winner in this one. Bafabusha. Nice long ball for Sokol. Ashita Livings looks to overlap him. He does. Gets it back. Sokol again going inside. Mopped up well by Lazaro, who in the end can only clear the danger momentarily. Ashita Livings to take the throw. Kuel for Blackmore. Sokol looking to come inside. Bafabusha fires against the body of Baker. Comes out now to Pratt. He looks to take on Kuel and Bafabusha. And it ends up with Inglewood. Sokol again. He's looked dangerous. That pass was less than dangerous. Blackmore with a bit of time underneath it. Looks to head it back to his keeper. Doesn't get it into the area, and Dunn did his best to just clear it out for a throw. Nervy moment there for Scott Blackmore. Woodcock gives Baker a task. Thankfully his centre half was equal to. Teles back to his keeper and back out the other side for Daniel Santich. Baker finds Edwards. Edwards for Santich, back for Baker. Edwards dropping now in between these two centre halves. Teles thought about making a run forward, opted against it. And Santich, I think, looking for his brother there. But never really in danger of finding him. Sloppy in possession again in the middle of the park there, Inglewood. Here's Woodcock, confronted by Sokol. Sokol gets the better of him there and comes away with the ball. Jackson's just drifted offside, so the ball comes for Sokol, and a big tackle coming in there from Baker. Taking no prisoners. Here's Barrera, the substitute. Finds Ashita Livings. Back for Kuel, back for Bafabusha. And all the way over to Murphy. Good block there from Daniel Santich, and feeds it quickly for Dorwart. That's a questionable choice of pass from the Cockburn man. Ashita Livings now. Back for Blackmore. Confronted by Rosendale, comes inside to Kuel, all the way over to Murphy. Good spell of possession now for Inglewood. Murphy goes down a little easily. Slightly over-enthusiastic tackle there from Fanuel Dorwart. Blackmore lifts it over for Livings. Sheeta Livings for Sokol, and not too much doubt about that one. This Woodcock clatters into the back of the Inglewood number 14. And Cockburn will have their first substitution of the match. David Araya to be coming on. And taking the armband off his captain as Cameron Edwards makes way. Treading a little gingerly. Perhaps not feeling 100%. Ball into the box from Bafabusha. Blackmore at the back. It comes again for Blackmore. Jeez, they switched off there. Lost track of the ball completely, the Cockburn backline. I'm not sure Blackmore knew what to do with it when it came down to him the second time. Maybe for a moment thought about the left foot thundering volley. Tellez does well. Murphy. Inglewood just winning the arm wrestle at the moment. Majority of possession, certainly for the last 5 minutes or so. Here's a Sheeta Livings. He's got Sokol wide of him. Just not on the same hymn sheet as the Inglewood winger. Blackmore plays a nice little 1-2 with Kuel, and delightful ball over to the left wing. Into the box, Jackson. Can't get his header on target. Rosendale. And Lazaro raffle it. Rosendale comes away with it. In for Santich. Santich has it robbed by Bafabusha. Blackmore back for Dunn. Long again to Edwards. Tellez is winning that one all day at the moment, and Edwards more interested in having a word with the referee. Oh, lovely ball in behind there from Woodcock. Chance for Lazaro, but the big man at the back is there again. Thumps it out off Lazaro for an Inglewood goal kick. Cameron Edwards still going on. Not Edwards, rather, Jackson. My mistake. I've got all the Cockburn boys sitting next to me as well, so it's really embarrassing. The pressure's on. And here's a chance now for Cockburn. Pratt looking to get in behind. Murphy recovered really well. Looking for Jackson again there, and Woodcock controlled it with his throat. Finds Rosendale. He looks for Pratt, but Murphy again. He's come up big a couple of times in the last couple of minutes now. Jamie Murphy. And here's that battle again, and Tellez just wins it hands down. Here's Rosendale. Looking to turn it around the corner for Pratt, and then fouling. Bafabusha, who's back to his feet. Ashita Livings plays it wide for Sokol. That ball's poor. Lazaro looks to go in well on Bafabusha. Both men intent on winning the ball there. Inglewood will take the throw. Kuel spreads it for Murphy. Get it back. Full 360 there from the Inglewood left back. They maintain possession and go forward. Kuel can't win it back, and Cockburn come away again. Lazaro tried to play it into the path of Pratt, but couldn't find him. Another chance for this duel here. Tellez plays it for Baker, and a potentially stray arm from Jackson. Keep an eye on those two. It's been a big day for the Cockburn centre half so far, but as a striker you only need that one moment to land the knockout punch. Metaphorically speaking, of course. Tellez swings it back for Baker. Strides forward. That ball gave Santic a lot to do. Did well to make a contest of it, in truth. Rashida Livings comes inside for Bafabusha. Santic gets there first, does really well. And winning the free kick, there was Woodcock. Perhaps wanted to get back up on his feet and keep playing. Steve Sokol making a nuisance of himself, and it's a second yellow card for Steve Sokol. That's a big decision there from referee Josh Nixon. No question about the first yellow card, and it's just, I mean, stupid is the word that comes to mind when you're already on a yellow. To dribble the ball away and then kick it away. Most referees will, you'd think, give you a warning, but when you're on a yellow, what are you doing? What are you doing, Steve? Well, I'll tell you what you're doing now, Steve. It's taking a seat on the bench and leaving your team down to 10 men. Baffling decision there, leaving Inglewood with a lot to do. Can this swing the tempo of this game back towards the red and black shirts of Cockburn? Look to take it quickly. Here's Woodcock. Swings it back post. Oh, and Tellez was lurking there, looking to turn it in. Just a touch from Mark Barnett. So, in truth, the four centre-halves in this game have probably been close to the four best players on the pitch. They've hardly put a foot wrong. That's largely why this game remains scoreless. Cockburn with the man advantage now, looking to press. Lazaro for Woodcock. Patience the order of the day now for Cockburn. They've got time, they've got the extra man. Need to stay alert at the back. Santic looks to flick it around the corner. Neither Pratt nor Rosendale alive to that one. As Pratt looks to close down there. Baker and Jackson this time. Jackson getting the better of the Cockburn 25 in a manner he hasn't managed to do yet against the number 5. But no one in behind him. Here's Santic getting onto the end of it. Blackmore was just quick enough to get it back for Dunn. Good bit of body work there from Jackson, and here's his chance. He's got it at his feet. Few and far between the chances for him today, but he's done well on this occasion. Barrera back to Jackson. Looks to snatch a shot and blocked and taken away by Dorwit. Murphy dances around his man. Gets past Santic as well. Doesn't get past the second Santic. And here's Lazaro. Baker. Lazaro. Woodcock. He's got Pratt and Rosendale in the box. He's got others arriving. Finds Pratt. Back to Araya. Lazaro will put Bafabusha under pressure. He does really well. Lovely little dink down the line. For Kuel. Looks to give it back to him. Couldn't return the favour. Jackson not happy with his teammates there. Santich for Tellez. Tellez will strike. Oh, he's done all he can at the other end. He decided he might try and impact the scoreline for the positive, but dragged that shot well wide. Never really troubling Alex Dunn in the Inglewood goal. Jackson and Baker to contest. Baker wins. Santich looks to win it at the ground against Kuel. Could have won a free kick. Referee says play on. Ashita Livings finds Bafabusha. Still with Bafabusha. He's got Jackson in the box. He tries to dribble around his man, and I tell you what, that's a decision for the referee. He gives a goal kick. Thundering in there was Bafabusha. He's still on the ground. Both sort of slid in. It's be an interesting one for VAR if we had it. But the physio will just go out and see to the Inglewood man. It was a heavy collision, and it certainly came off second best. Asking the question of the referee. Still 0-0 as we head into the final stages of this one. Cockburn with the man advantage. And Bafabusha coming off with a knock and taking a yellow card as well. So just some petulance creeping into the Inglewood performance. They really don't need. Already down one. I said it at the time, but just a crazy moment from Steve Sokol, leaving his team with 10. Cockburn now looking to press the issue. Tellez. Araya for the feed of Pratt. Here's Woodcock. Tellez looks to go direct. Just driving into the box, taking it around one or two was Dorwit. Eventually it comes back out to Woodcock and back out again. All the yellow shirts behind the ball. Even Chris Jackson's finding himself at right back. This might be the pattern of play for the remaining moments of this game. Santich looks to step over it. It was a questionable decision. Just dancing around there was Brody Langan and thought he was away. Nixon brought it back. That's going to anger a few more in yellow. Blackmore to take. Bafabusha gets up alongside Jackson on the right wing. Jackson wins the flick on over the head of Bafabusha though. And Cockburn keen to keep the ball in play and get things moving. Baker spreads it for Tellez. Tellez strides forward, steps inside a man. Looks to play it long for Rosendale. Wonderful long ball. Ashita Livings misjudged it. He's got to recover now. Wonderful ball in from Rosendale! And Ryan Pratt at the back post just couldn't turn it in. And a second substitution, Anthony Skorich. the man coming on. Will Scorer be the scorer? He replaces Rosendale. Scored in the round 2 win against Bayswater. And what a huge goal this would be if he can find the back of the net today. Baker clears Scorrich's first touch. Doesn't come to much. Here's a sheet of Livings. Looking to find Jackson. Blocked well by Lazaro. Flick by Lazaro. Whole ball didn't cross the line. Back into a dangerous area from Kuel. There's Araya. And thumped over the top. Scorich with a chance to run onto it. Dunn's out and clearing it into the stands. Cockburn really looking to get things moving now. They can smell the 3 points. They just need to take them. That throw cut out by a sheet of Livings. Woodcock looks to take on 2. And Bafabusha comes away with it. Inglewood still posing a threat on the counter-attack. Not giving up all ideas of taking all 3 points themselves here today. Lovely touch there from Mark Barnett. His ball cut out by Araya. Barrera loses to Santich. Can Santich find something? Christian can't. Can Daniel? Duart comes back to Tellez. For Baker. The Cockburn centre halves exchanging possession. And Tellez strides forward looking for Scorich. Santich flicks it on. And Blackmore with a whole lot of experience. Just nodding that one back to his keeper. Second ball on the pitch there. Dunn looks long for Jackson. Bafabusha becoming more and more involved as this game's going on. Ashita Livings couldn't get there in front of Baker. Woodcock turns it inside. That's a really poor ball. Chance for Jackson to maybe set his sights on goal! Wonderful strike from the Inglewood number 9. He has had a rough day up against these 2 Cockburn centre halves who up until this point have kept him under wraps, but that is a moment of quality worthy of 3 points. A questionable ball inside from Woodcock and didn't look like he was going to shoot initially, and eventually when he had no other option he whipped an absolute perler in with his left into the bottom left hand corner. Inglewood break the deadlock. And now they've got a tough fight on their hands to hold on to the 3 points, because you imagine as the game goes on, the deeper they'll drop. Cockburn will continue to press. But of course, as we saw then, when you are pressing, when you are looking for that goal, there are gaps at the back, and it only takes one mistake combined with one moment of real quality from Chris Jackson, who may have just won this match for his side. Still a long way to go. Can Cockburn find an equaliser? Scorich gets it in behind. Charging out was Alex Darney, bravely diving in at the feet of the now cramping Fanuel Dorwart. Well, boy, did that just turn the game on its head. You thought if there was going to be a winner, it'd be the 11 men of Cockburn, but Chris Jackson had other ideas. Fantastic strike. He'd certainly worked hard and toiled, but chances had been few and far between. All the service he'd been getting was long balls that, like that. That one in the direction of Bafabusha though, and Baker coming and dealing with it. Murphy wins it down. Inglewood maybe looking to extend the lead. Oh, just lovely footwork from the substitute there, Jason Barrera. Kua plays it wide for Murphy. Does well to keep it in, or does he? No. Cockburn throw. They'll look to get it on quickly. Here's Pratt. Up against Barnett. Comes inside for Daniel Santich. Can he get around? Kuel, he can't. Blackmore comes away with it. Oh, good work from Pratt to win it initially. And good work to follow up and keep it, but eventually gives it away to Barrera. Good couple of minutes there from the Inglewood number 8. As Cockburn look to make their third substitution. Hayden Stevens will be the man to come on. And you think it'd be Fanwell coming off on the far side. It's cramped up in that after that collision with Alex Dunn, and indeed it is 17 off, 14 on. All the pressure on Cockburn now. How can they respond? Woodcock finds Araya. He was collected by the goal scorer. And Tellers looks to get play going as quickly as possible. Baker finds Tellez. Tellez striding forward. Perhaps just getting a nosebleed that high up the pitch, and Inglewood looking to go the other way again. Bafferbush has got green grass in front of him. He's got Woodcock closing him down. He comes back inside. Barrera back to Bafferbusha. Poor ball there. Nabbed by Santich. He finds Araya. Back to Christian Santich. Santich for Santich. Back for Santich. He's got Tellez inside, looking to get more advanced in these final stages. The Cockburn centre half finds Araya, gets it back. Drives into the area, surrounded by yellow shirts. Back out to Woodcock. Woodcock whips it back post. Gee, that misjudged by the keeper. It's off the hand and in! I'm sure it would have been a goal anyway, but Ryan Pratt has levelled the scores. This game just keeps on giving. And the referee with just a decision to make there. I think he's got the yellow card out for Barnett, I think it was, on the line. And he's probably lucky that it did go in for a goal, because if he stops it, it's probably a penalty and a red card. As it is, it's 1-1. If it was an intentional clearance, if it was an intentional denial of a goal with a hand, that would have been a red card. But unfortunately, well, or fortunately for him, he couldn't manage to keep it out. So they stay at 10 men, and the score is back to 1-1. And that is speculative at best from Inglewood. Scores are level, and Cockburn now with the wind in their sails. Can they find a winner? Araya spreads it for Stevens. Down the line. Back to Stevens. Can he get a ball into the box? Numbers waiting. Skorich was in there. It never made it to him. Araya mops up. Just got to be careful again on the counter-attack, especially when this man can shoot in the manner in which he's already shown us with that first goal. Here's Lazaro retrieving it from Woodcock and getting it in to the box, and Dunn was sure with his handling. Certainly would want to have done better with the goal. Misjudged the flight, went over his head, and Pratt nodded it on goal at the back post. Here's Lazaro. Arm in the air at the back post. He plays it in for Woodcock instead. Looks to get it back. Crucial intervention from Kuel and Ashita Livings. Well, this game has erupted in the last 10 minutes. All brought about by that red card to Steve Sokol. Gave Cockburn the impetus and against the runner play. Jackson gave him the lead. They have got it back to 1-1 and now they want to win it. Araya turns it back inside. Christian Santic, if anyone can find a pass, we know this man can. And that is what you call the commentator's curse. Bafabusha can come away with it. He has got Jackson down the line. And Bafabusha continues to run. If Jackson can turn it around the corner and find him. He gets a throw taken quickly. Brilliant by Jackson. And Bafabusha's ball just cut out by Daniel Santic. He wins it back. Oh, wonderful tackle by Daniel Santic and Christian Santic. And now Baker. They finally managed to get the ball off of Langan. And now they can go the other way. The ball in behind. Skorich can run onto it, but Blackmore just uses his body, uses his experience and gets there first. We are heading into the dying stages. Can either side steal a winner? Santic fires. Never really threatened the goal. Can't be long left now. Will there be one more chance for either side? Josh Nixon hasn't looked at his watch yet. Happy to let things go. One more chance certainly for Cockburn. Here's Lazaro. A big switcher play. The header back in towards Skorich was poor. And look at Barnett dribbling away with it. Does really well. And that's a poor pass. Stevens gets there in front of Jackson. Back to Araya. They work it out. Can they get a ball into the box? One final chance for Cockburn, perhaps. Tellis has got forward, over the back. Oh, and wide. Wide by Woodcock. That was the 3 points there for the taking. Riley Woodcock, it sat for him. He struck it well, but he struck it wide. And that could just about be all she wrote for this one. It's been a thoroughly entertaining game. I said at the start it was hard to pick a winner. Halfway through it was hard to pick a winner. It looked for a moment like Chris Jackson may have popped up and stolen the 3 points against all odds. Pratt equalised up the other end and it's been a frantic final 5 or 10 minutes. Referee's whistle stays in his pocket. Stevens leaps high and wins that one. Telles has moved forward for the remainder of this one. Woodcock. Ball into the box. Mix up between Dunn and the Blackmore, and they can't find a way to get it over the line. Nerves showing at the back, and that's a really poor tackle from Baker. He'll get a yellow card, but more importantly, he'll give a free kick that'll allow Inglewood to take the time. If they want it, they don't. They want to go. They still want the winner. Barrera. Langan, the substitutes combine. Pratt comes away with it. Lazaro loses out to Kuel. He finds Bafabusha. Can Inglewood find a winner? What a match. It's end to end. Langan to get it into the box. Here's the scorer. Can he do it again? Not this time. Tapped away by Christian Santic. Takes one for his troubles. And a yellow card will be coming for Jason Barrera, the substitute. Just late there. Santic getting there first. Tellez turning it around the corner. Not his best moment. Stevens wins it down for Baker. Tellez and Skorich, the twin towers up front for Cockburn. Baker lofts it into the box. Dunn has to be sure of it, and he is. He holds on, but they want to go. Inglewood don't want a point, they want all three. It's been a fantastic performance from the 10 men, but here's a real chance. Pratt Have they committed too many numbers forward, Inglewood? Pratt comes the other way. He's got Tellez forward. He's got Skorich back behind. Can Araya mop it up? It won't matter. The whistle blows. And this one ends 1-1. A fiercely contested battle. A fantastic battle between these two sides. And in the end, we end up tied at 1. The fireworks started when Steve Sokol, already on a yellow from a tackle in the first half, kicked the ball away during a Cockburn free kick. He was shown his marching orders and a second yellow card, and from there it just got more and more exciting by the moment. Cockburn pressed, but from one of their rare forays forward, Chris Jackson capitalised on a Woodcock mistake, putting the ball into the middle of the area. He turned and curled it into the bottom left to give Inglewood the lead. And up the other end, a ball misjudged by Alex Dunn. Found Ryan Pratt at the back post. His header was almost kept out by the arm of Barnett. It found its way in. It was 1-1. Woodcock almost went from villain to hero when he had a chance in the dying stages, but his left foot strike flashed across the goal. Honours shared in the end. It ends Inglewood 1, Cockburn 1.